Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode. I'm your host, Jin Tao. Today, we are diving into a topic that's been stirring up a lot of controversy in the developer community lately: the much debated pricing changes from the AI code editor Cursor. From its inception, Cursor has been hailed as a revolutionary tool, often described as the ultimate form of VS Code. Many developers, myself included, were loyal fans, but recently the public perception seems to have taken a sharp downturn. The goodwill is fading, and this pricing fiasco has pushed that dissatisfaction to a boiling point. So, today I want to share my three core perspectives on this incident. My first point is that Cursor is rapidly squandering its first mover advantage and community goodwill. Doesn't it feel like just a few months ago, Cursor was the it tool, the darling of the tech world? Every developer group was buzzing about how amazing it was, but the tide has completely turned. The only positive piece I've seen about it recently was an analysis of how it achieved such high revenue in such a short time, which frankly sounds a bit ironic. Why did this happen? Because the market waits for no one. While Cursor was busy tweaking its already complex pricing, new darlings have emerged. We have Claude Code's increasingly powerful coding abilities, Google's Gemini CLI, and other new tools like AMP Code and Warp that are either free or more focused, and they are quickly winning over developers. In my view, the best case scenario for Cursor would have been an acquisition at its peak, maybe a month or two ago. Now, as its star fades in the developer community, its potential buyers have likely shifted from innovative, trend setting companies to giants like AWS, who are more focused on infrastructure and enterprise clients. If a company like AWS were to acquire it, Cursor would likely transform from a sleek, agile product into just another feature within a massive cloud ecosystem. For early adopters, that would be a sentimental loss. Next, let's talk about the pricing itself. To be honest, adjusting prices or business models is perfectly normal for a startup. So I wouldn't say Kaza is being unfairly victimized here. It's business, after all. The real problem is that their strategy and execution were, to put it mildly, a complete failure. It reminds me of GitHub Copilot's last price adjustment. They also changed their pricing, but look at how they handled it. They announced it more than a month in advance, sending clear email notifications to all users. Then they rolled out the new pricing in phases for different user groups like individual and enterprise customers. What's the benefit of doing it this way? It gives the market a buffer period and gives the company a chance to observe and adjust. If the community backlash had been overwhelming, they would have had the time and space to retract or modify their plan. Now, look at Cursor. They changed everything overnight with almost no warning. This silent update approach feels incredibly unprofessional and disrespectful. It comes across as arrogant and shows a lack of communication. It makes users feel like they weren't respected, but simply treated as passive recipients of a decision made without them. This brings me to my third and I believe most critical point. This incident has created a profound crisis of trust for Cursor. In the business world, price hikes are a fact of life, but smart companies are at least transparent about it. Users know that a complex pricing change like Cursor's is almost always a veiled price increase. After all, if a company were genuinely lowering prices, they'd be shouting it from the rooftops. But what was Cursor's approach? They tried to frame the price hike as a generous upgrade. Their messaging was all about how the new model was more reasonable and how they were giving you more. They used opaque, black box data that users couldn't verify to justify their decision. This tactic backfired spectacularly. It didn't persuade users, it made them feel like they were being treated as fools. Some hows will be you can't tell users that according to your data they're better off when their own experience is that they have to pay more. And what good is a usage dashboard when the data is generated and controlled entirely by you? You only show us what you want us to see. When a company starts communicating with its users in such a non transparent way, the foundation of trust begins to crumble. Users will start to think, if you can mislead us on pricing today, what's stopping you from doing the same with features or data privacy tomorrow? And once trust is broken, it is incredibly difficult to rebuild. So, to sum up my 3 points today, first, Cursor is rapidly losing its star power in a highly competitive market and has likely missed its window for an optimal exit or strategic move. Second, its price adjustment strategy was poorly executed, lacking basic communication and respect for its user base, a stark contrast to industry standards set by competitors like Copilot. Third, and most critically, by attempting to disguise a price increase with manipulative language, Cursor has triggered a serious crisis of trust. For a tool that relies so heavily on community reputation and developer loyalty, this is a devastating blow. We'll have to wait and see what the future holds for Cursor. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the Cursor situation. Are you still using it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning into my show. I'll see you next time.